What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Investing Bros Show. Last week, I made a video about 3 coins that people had called dead, but I believe still had a lot of promise in the future, and their low prices brought opportunity. Well, today I want to talk about 3 more coins that I absolutely think, despite the fact that their prices are significantly down from recent highs, still have a bullish outlook, and their low prices only bring us greater opportunity. Now, these coins are not necessarily dead. I think a lot of people are still long-term bullish on these projects. However, I want to dive into the details of why and what I think they're about to do. These 3 coins are AVAX, ICP, and ONDO. So if those coins excite you, if they're in your portfolio and you are looking for the next level to be buying at before a great bull run, you have found the right video. Make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss any of our content we put out on the channel. But first, before we get into those details, we got to roll our intro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get in here, I did want to give you a special word from one of our sponsors, and that is CoinW. Even in this video, we're talking about ONDO. Guess what we did here on this channel, guys? After a lot of people in our chat asked for CoinW to be listing ONDO on spot trading, they did that. So Investing Bros community, you are to be thanked for ONDO now being traded on CoinW. There's over 300 other coins you can be trading right now, whether spot or leverage, over on CoinW. They are one of the sponsors of this video. Check out the link down below. Start trading today and win up to $100 just because, or get $100 just because you signed up using the Investing Bros link. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the charts and check out what is happening here. Let's start off with AVAX. Now, as I said, AVAX has had kind of a disappointing price action since all the way back here in March. To be fair, guys, you're going to notice a lot of coins have been regressing since March. But we got as high as $65 and now have pulled back as low as $17.37. Some people would call this a mini bear market. I call it amazing opportunity. Price at one point was down 73%. It's still down 68% from those recent highs. But before I get into the price action of what could happen, let's talk about news and what's going on with AVAX. Here's an article put out earlier yesterday, I do believe. AVAX on the brink of bullish reversal with surge in active addresses and critical support levels. Now, I'll handle the support levels. We'll talk about the charts here in a second. But let's talk about this fundamental news, because again, I've said this several times on the show, price is downstream of fundamentals. Price can be depressing, but if the fundamentals are still developing, we still have a project and potential return on our investment. Let's see what's happening here. Recent on-chain data reveals a substantial 34.46% increase in the number of active AVAX addresses. What this means is that despite the fact the price is down, new wallets are gobbling up AVAX. That is amazing fundamentals. That means that people are taking advantage of this dip and using it as an opportunity, just as I'm suggesting. But even better, institutional interest evidence with the increased large transactions. There's been a 9.45% growth in large transactions on AVAX network. What that means, in case you didn't know, is that it's not just you and me buying. It's not just little people with a couple of pennies here and there. Large institutions, large whales are buying back in. That's always a great sign of confidence that there potentially is a bottom looming very, very close. But let's check out the charts and see what is happening with AVAX. Now, we were looking at this just a second ago. We're in a falling wedge pattern at the moment here with the AVAX project. This should, in theory, over the next couple of weeks or month or two, should see the price heading back up towards $40. That won't be the top. I believe AVAX is going to go much higher throughout the bull market. But even just in the short end, we are seeing a lot of bottoming out opportunities. In fact, here on the daily chart, let's just take a look at what we've seen happen more recently. We came down and touched our take profit levels from a recent sell order that we had. You also can see when we pull up our oscillators, we are just now, oh, this is good stuff here, guys. We're just now getting a great buy signal on the daily chart. Does not mean the bottom can't, it doesn't mean we can't drop any lower from here. But my point is, this mark right here on our Lux Algo oscillator, where you see green reversal dots down below, green momentum, and then this red cloud that's in play here, this is called money flow. And when that money flow goes positive, in combination with these other bullish indicators, this oftentimes marks an amazing buying opportunity. So the daily chart looking very, very juicy at the moment. So if you're just a long-term investor, this chart alone should tell you guys this looks like a great spot to gobble up some more AVAX. Let's take a look at a lower time frame though and check out what we're seeing potentially down below. The bulls are struggling. As long as we stay below this 4-hour smart trail, we do have some problems in play here until that happens. So that's broken. The bulls are not fully back in control, but as a stand, what I'm looking at right now, even if we only pulled back down here to 1930, we have a lot of support in that same area. I would be surprised if we pull back down too much lower than that. So ultimately, great opportunity is looming here. If we were to take a look at a high block, looking at liquidations over the last couple of months, you're going to notice the brightest places on the screen giving us liquidity is going to be way up above us. Where? Way back here at $40. For the most part, you can see all the yellow beneath us has been taken out. Could we drop, like I said, back down towards $19, $19.30, give or take? There's a little bit of liquidity down here, but not a whole lot. Overwhelmingly, it looks like AVAX wants to push more to the upside. And while, again, these lower time frames over the next couple of days maybe aren't quite ready to explode, and I think a small pullback will happen. I'll talk about it later today on our live show with Bitcoin and other things. I don't expect AVAX to drop too much further than down here back towards $19, hitting support once again. But that, again, is critical support. And as you move to larger time frames, you're seeing the bullish signs that AVAX should be ready to go. That's the first coin we're taking a look at here today. Let's move on to coin number 2, and that would be good old ICP. Now, ICP, similar to AVAX, big drop since those highs way back in March. It had a different date. ICP actually made it all the way to the end of March before correcting, unlike other projects that corrected earlier in March. But we're talking about a coin that dropped about 72% from those highs, very similar to AVAX, and it still is currently down 66%. This green line right here is something we've talked about now for a while on this channel. This is a former significant zone of resistance going all the way back to September of 2022. Retesting it as support twice now is not necessarily that crazy whatsoever. But let's take a look at news happening on ICP. And it's not going to be necessarily crazy, but again, price is downstream from fundamentals. Maybe the price is down right now, but Internet Computer Protocol achieves milestone TVL of $123.41 million amid rapid DeFi expansion. Ultimately, there was a tweet put out here from Fabio where he breaks all of this down. It hit an all-time high according to DeFi Llama. The TVL is now sitting at $123.41 million and is up 458% from the beginning of the year. Meanwhile, most investors are still bored. What does this mean? What does this mean that you can take away from this? Well, despite the fact the price is down 66%, total value locked, which is one of the best indicators of long-term bullish pricing is at an all-time high right now. That means that a lot of people are confident about an upward trajectory. They're locking away to earn rewards on their ICP. That is extremely bullish. And again, when you take a look at those details on the news and the fundamentals, and then you come over here and you take a look at price action, you can't help but think, man, this is an amazing opportunity. Let's check out what Luxago is saying here, though. You can see here more recently, we came down and we set this nice order block that we're kind of dancing right on top of. There is a take profit a little bit below us down here, below $6. And I want to make sure you guys understand, we're going to take a look at liquidity here in a second. Of the 3 coins, this is the one that could have the largest pullback before a rally begins. But that being said, I want to make sure you also understand we are sitting on major support even at the moment. So whether you want to buy now or wait a little longer, we are very close to the bottom. Unlike AVAX, we're not quite ready for a buy signal just yet, but we are seeing something extremely similar. We've had a green reversal dot down here. It's probably hard for you guys to see that one. It's faint, but it is there. We have our green momentum in our oscillator. The money flow, though, is just still red and negative and coming to downside. When this money flow flips over, unless this oscillator has climbed back up to, the highs that maybe we experienced here a couple of days ago, this should mark a great daily buying signal for ICP. Like I said, though, the daily chart here is suggesting at least a smaller pullback, probably closer towards 646, if not deeper. Let's see what the 4-hour chart is saying as we've kind of been trickling here. Now we're under a current buy signal, but until we get above that red smart trail, just like AVAX, I'm a little worried about that longer term. I'm watching this stop loss area, again, starting at $6.60. Could it even go as low as below $6? Well, you start to see some validity to that statement when we come over here and we take a look at liquidations. Let's type in ICP and take a look at the 3-month liquidations chart. For this project, you will see we do have a lot of bright yellow up above us, and I do think that it's not going to be that long before we start to make moves back up above $10. But for now, check out how we have a very bright yellow spot sitting all the way down here at $5.65. That actually would bring us below these wicks that we just experienced, actually experienced way back over here, on July 5th. We could even go a little bit lower than that. And as we were looking at on that daily chart, remember I told you there are take profit levels that start down at those lower levels. I don't want to make you feel that this is a certainty. I don't think this is something that's guaranteed to happen. But of the 3 coins we're talking about, this one potentially you could see a little bit larger of a pullback be in play. Like I said, at least probably back down towards 650. And then we start to have the question, could we get even lower than that? Maybe just barely come below this wick and almost have like a double bottom effect right there. And I want you to know if that does happen, though, we have ourselves a very nice double bottoming pattern, which would send the price of ICP when we start to rally above this red line back up to these highs of March 28th. We possibly could even go back towards $20. So ICP, is there a little bit room left to the downside? Possibly. But with that all-time high TVL, that fundamental aspect, you still got to be bullish and take advantage of these great opportunities. I don't think ICP is going anywhere. Let's get to the third and final coin, though, and that is a coin I don't have any breaking news on. So unlike AVAX and ICP, where we have some fundamental news, we're just going to have to continue to rely with ONDO's headlines they've had from months ago that they have some of the largest firms backing them. They have some of the largest companies backing them. This is a very exciting real-world asset project. Names like BlackRock are going big in on. So whenever you see these prices go down, you definitely want to jump in. Yes, there's a massive token unlock happening early in 2025, but the money that's flowing in, I do believe, will offset a lot of those losses. This coin is down. It came down 66% from its high. Currently, it's only down 55%. But we predicted here actually a week or two ago that we would come back down, touching this support once again. After rallying here, I told everyone, don't be surprised to see 65 cents back on the table. Sure enough, that's exactly what we've hit here. Let's take a look at LuxAlgo. LuxAlgo was telling us with a take profit signal, this was still in play. Of course, we have that descending level of support as well. But also we had a nice little buy signal more recently on the daily chart, and it's not abnormal. So this is what I'm kind of talking about, everybody. When we see these signals of green reversal, bullish momentum, positive money flow, you see the bullish action. If you had bought on this signal, you would have had a nice rally. But it's not uncommon. We haven't gotten to our price target just yet, coming back up towards almost $1. Not uncommon to come back and borderline double bottom on the signal, which did come in here around 64, 65 cents. So right now, I'm not necessarily scared of my long position I have in ONDO in the short term to get back up here towards $1, even though we're approaching back towards my entry level. Well, let's go check out the 4-hour chart. Let's look at liquidity levels and back up why that support level is so strong. Now, we got very close to bouncing off of our 4-hour smart trail that was blue. That's a bullish cloud, but we did break it just barely. But however, we do see on the 4-hour chart a major bullish order block in play right here in confluence with all of these other levels of support. We have take profit in this area. We have that descending level of support. And then this order block just comes in. And this is a bullish one where you see a larger red bar than green bar. That signals that we have more bears that will be exhausted than we have bulls. That is a great, great sign for ONDO. Coming over and looking at liquidity, though, just kind of adding to the pot. This is actually the chart that probably gives us the best look at saying the bottom is in, even though there's a very small amount right here. Did I grab the Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, let's confirm this. Want to make sure. There we go. We have a little bit of liquidations right below 60 cents, but not a lot. You can see it's very faint green. The brightest are sitting back up here, back at $1.50. You have some interesting stuff here on 117 and 131. But as a whole, this is probably the best looking liquidity chart of the three coins we're looking at. When you pair that back up here with major support we're seeing on the 4-hour and the daily chart, this is going to give you some signs right now that a long-term position going in right now, a great play. Even shorter term positions, what we're going to be looking for here over the next couple of days, we are trickling below the 50 on the RSI. Our MACD is kind of hovering right now. What we're going to look for is just a sign of strength here on our Luxago oscillator. We are getting back into a great position with our oscillator trickling back down to low levels. We've had our green reversal. Let's get that positive money flow and a green support level. When the 4 hours flashes bullish, that's going to be my cue to go ahead and enter into a long that will probably see a run up closer back to 90 cents to $1, if not even higher. That's what we're looking at right now. What do you guys think, though, in the comments? Let me know. Are these three coins that you are bullish on? Do you hold them, or am I getting this completely wrong? I always love your guys' feedback. Also, let me know other coins you want to see updates on so I can give you guys TA on those projects. Make sure to smash the like on your way out and hit subscribe so you don't miss any of our content. With that said, I'll see you in the next one. Adios.